What's going on, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. Got another indicator to show you guys on Bitcoin. It's a sentiment indicator. So think of it similar as the crypto fear and greed, but they plot this on a trading view chart. So we're going to take a look at this and talk about the levels that you can actually take some actionable trades off of. I'll show you how to do that. So let's dive into this video. Also, guys, quick reminder, we got sale running on our site. So if you want to join us in the room, we've been knocking it out of the park with the binary options. We're trading those all through the day. So there's always something to do. Our alt swing trades are doing well, and our Bitcoin swing plays have been doing well. So encourage you guys to join us in the room if you can. All right, guys, let's dive into this video.
Trade Genius.
All right, guys, so what we have here is a daily chart of Bitcoin, and we have the daily sentiment indicator, and that is provided by the tie.io. They specialize in looking at social media, and this is their proprietary indicator. And so what it does is basically just shows you when sentiment's high and when sentiment's low. And so you can kind of think of it like the crypto fear and greed index. So it's another metric that we can measure to see when things are getting frothy. So what I identified here as actionable levels is when we get readings that are above 75 on the sentiment indicator. Now, the way I would play this is if you get a reading that gets over this level, either 75 or on the other side, if you're getting a real low reading of below about 33, you want to look at the chart and then set up a strategy. So for example, if we take a look on this run up, okay, so we came up, we had readings over the 70 mark, right? We need to adjust that to this scale over here. But once we get those readings, what you do is you wait for an indication to go short. So basically above 70, you want to look for an opportunity to go short. Now what I would do, this is on a daily chart, is I would look for the lowest print, so the bottom of the candle, the wick, and I would wait for price the next day to break that level. So in this case, the low here was 11,869. Put a sell stop there if you want to short it, or protect your position if you're long. And then that triggered, and ultimately you got to move down of 10,325. So you went from 11,869 to 10,325. So very, very big move there. And again, simply because sentiment was now in the euphoric area, right above 70. And so that worked really well. Getting down to like these lower numbers, again, we have to adjust this because the scale changes. So now that so now here we get a reading. Now what's interesting is that sentiment tends to lead price. So when it gets this low reading and bounces, you'll tend to see that bounce a little bit later. So again, what I would do is when the low reading triggers, it would have triggered on this bar. Then I look for a break of the top of the bar to go long. So not here, not on this bar, and not on this bar, but on this bar, because what you're going to do is you're going to lower that buy stop above the highs of the candles. Okay, so this was a nice hammer candle on the daily. Essentially you would have gone long once it breached 10,930 once this candle closed, and then boom, you got a big move up. Very next day went all the way up to 12,019. So from 10,929 to 12,019, that's over $1,000 move. So that's how I would play this. And again, every time you got a low reading like that, you could do that. This one was close, but again, you never broke the top of this candle the way you do it. So once the daily candle closes, if it's a low reading, you don't take any action until the daily candle's high on the day that it breached that level gets taken out. And if it doesn't get taken on that candle, you wait for this next candle. See this high here of 11,924? It never got taken out. Kept going down. So now reading reset again, hits another new low, and you do the same thing. You just trail that. Didn't take it out here, didn't take it out on this candle. So we drop down to this candle high, which is right here at 9983. That gets taken out, and next day you get a high of 10,777. So you keep doing that on these for taking longs and shorts. And it's up to you to manage that trade once you get into it. But I think that's an actionable level, when you get down here on these dips, and if you do that trailing stop or trailing bottom strategy on the daily bars, then that's going to keep you out of where, like for example here, you got a low reading, but you're trailing down, so you're not necessarily going long prematurely, and then you do get a pop here. This reading here, chopped sideways, didn't really go anywhere. But again, you have to manage these trades. So you either after a while decided that this wasn't going anywhere and got out, or you just had your stop underneath here on these lows, which was a very small stop in the scale of Bitcoin. And then it rolled over, and again, here's another low reading. Trail your buy stop here down, and then it finally gets taken out on this candle, and then a nice move up. So these are very actionable just by doing that. So again, low reading, trail a buy stop on the top of the previous day's candle and keep moving that down until it gets taken out. Or if it's a high reading, you're going to trail a sell stop below the daily candle. So here's a reading here, high reading. You're trailing your stop on this candle. That actually triggers there, and then price continues to go down, 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 down. So that ended up being like a pretty good short all the way down. But again, you need to manage these. This is just the entry trigger system based on the readings here. So we'll talk about when these levels get breached and when that trade sets up going forward. Right now, nothing real actionable, just like on the other fear and greed indicator. But I think this is this is one of those things where it's consistent enough that you could actually trade off of it. So just thought I would share that with you guys. I find this stuff, I want to share it with you guys, because ultimately at the end of the day, I want you guys to be accumulating Bitcoin. We got the next 24 months with Bitcoin is going to be outrageous, and it behooves you to be hedged in on some and have exposure to that. Do not underestimate these halving cycles. They are extremely powerful, and the disinflationary mechanism of the halving cycles, I can't emphasize enough how powerful those are. So guys, hope it helps. Please hit like and subscribe. Really appreciate your views. I heard your comments on the music, a little bit lower this time. Hope you like it. If not, let me know. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Trade Genius.